Boo!
Is it Friday?
Sounds like Friday.
It is another Friday here on the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast, as we do each week. Get together and, we talk a lot of shit about a lot of people. Or, well, maybe not necessarily that, not so much anymore. We get together to talk about our three favorite topics of the day, which is always Mead, Metal, and MMA. How's your week?
Oh, this is fine. It started shit, finished strong.
Yeah.
You know?
Mine was pretty much a shit sandwich Monday through Friday. So
I went and got my oil change today on my way back.
Literally, or was that like some weird...
I had someone check my oil for me. And I was on my way back to my house, and there's a thing here, and I'm sure it's a thing in a lot of other fucking places, where asshole drivers around here like to use the turning lane as a merging lane.
Right.
You know, they fucking do up in Clovis. They ride down that turning lane until they can fucking
merge
into traffic.
Well, for people that don't know, like in this state, there's like a weird little... like a void zone that like really you're allowed to pull into that allows you to make left-hand turns and shit like that from two-lane traffic. That didn't exist in a lot of states, by the way. But
they actually have proper road systems. But I've never encountered it here because I mean this is a small town.
Sure.
I mean we got one-way traffic majority of the shit. So I'm like about a mile and a half from my house, passing that Allsips by AutoZone.
Okay.
And this fucking truck comes out of Allsips, gets into the middle turning lane, goes through like a fucking crossroad, basically, you know, just right across the way.
Right. And
nearly hits me trying to merge into traffic on my side. Didn't even fucking see me.
Wow.
So I followed him.
Oh, really? You were like, it's like, chingazo time.
Oh, no, I was fucking livid. I was just unbridled with rage.
Okay.
So he pulled into the Stripes convenience store a little ways down. And by the way, this guy had plates from Chihuahua.
Okay.
So
the Allsips, I can assume, didn't have what he was looking for.
He pulls in, and I just pull up beside him, and my windows don't work on my pickup, so I have to, like, open the door.
Sure.
And I just proceed to berate a man that has no idea what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think he understood English at all. But I still yelled at him and felt really, really good about it afterwards until I realized the fact he probably had no fucking idea.
No, he probably thought you were saying, welcome to America.
Oh, well, I hope he gets greeted by nicer people than me then.
Like, these people are very violent in their welcoming methods.
Oh, man, I was livid. But it had to be done.
Well,
that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
Good for you, man. Well,
thanks.
No, mine's just been terrible work-related nonsense all week, but it's almost like a weird cursed week of some sorts. But
yeah, there's been weird shit in the air.
Because I know whenever it's a bad week, karma turns around, and I have a great week usually not too far after. And with the Labor Day weekend approaching here in a couple of weeks, looking forward to that.
Right.
Speaking of which, taking a look ahead. Yeah, we do have Labor Day coming up. Labor Day is a weird one because if you look at all of our other holidays and occurrences throughout the year, all of them have like a themed like logo or some kind of visual. You know, like Thanksgiving's like a turkey, and Christmas obviously the Jolly Fat Man.
Yeah, or just a tree itself.
You know, like 4th of July, it's always flags. Labor Day doesn't have shit.
It's because people do nothing.
Should be like somebody taking a siesta. That's what that should be.
Yeah, it just should be a man sleeping, taking a nap in a nice shaded area.
Like a bird, like with X'd out eyes and an empty bottle of rye right next to him.
Yeah. Could have just David Burks in a hammock in a palm tree.
Right?
Call it good.
Thank God. I thought you were going to say like something about a banana hammock. All right, so
far behind, I think.
Here's the deal. We've got Mead, Metal, and MMA. We kind of hit it in that order. Just for you fine folks, we've been talking about the Green Man batch that we're hoping will be ready by Labor Day. And what I mean by we're hoping it'll be ready, we pulled a quick little sample. You and I and my lady friend, we've got all of us a little, about a half shot here of Green Man.
Wow. Smells.
For the uninitiated, it's green chili and honey wine. That's
New Mexico green chili, by the way. For anybody listening, that's more than like probably 500 miles from New Mexico.
First off, I would say the smell. Now, granted, it's I pulled this sample probably 30 minutes ago, so it's had a little bit of time to oxidate. Definitely smells like young mead.
But you got that smoky back end that I love.
That because you have to roast the green chilies, not that we do.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's labor. So we buy already roasted and diced and everything else. we put in a pretty goodly amount of the juice that comes with it. And
because we had done a test batch without it,
Yeah.
and you knew the flavor was there, but we wanted more.
right. Well, we made a batch of Green Man last year, if we're
Yeah.
being honest. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on with the flavor of this. And
It's not you. Yep.
oh, that's coming along.
Wow.
That's
I like that. I like that spicy kick.
getting a thumbs up from Silka. So
Damn.
that's every bit as good as last year.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I know we were planning on letting it hang out for like a week and a half.
I'd say we probably need to pull the green chili out.
Like tomorrow, maybe.
Maybe tomorrow or Sunday. Yeah.
Because everything is really nice there. The heat is really nice.
What we do have to keep in mind, too, is that eventually, though, the honey will overtake
Yeah.
the flavor. It's got a great balance right now. Which
Yeah, it
means,
really does.
Which means it's really going to background the green chili in 6 months.
Yeah. Well, if you hold on to our mead for more than 6 months, you're an asshole anyway. Doesn't last that long with me.
That's
That's
pretty
really
good.
fucking good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So thumbs up on Green Man.
Fuck yeah. I say if because we got the bottles ordered.
Yeah, we're going to be doing something very different this time.
Yeah. Having something we haven't done since we started making mead.
And that's to use a bottle that's not a clear claret bottle.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be an emerald green bottle. I thought, hey, Green Man, green bottle. Hey, why
Yep.
not? As it turns out, it's going to be a clear batch mostly.
Yeah.
Barring whatever the green chili is doing to it. But it's not going to be a perfect crystal clear show batch.
Yeah. Right.
The more flavor you put in it, the harder it is to clarify it out.
And the more you clarify it, the more of the flavor you're going to lose.
Yeah, and we were not big fans of that. So I think a nice green, emerald green bottle with with an updated label really of only the year. I think use the full-on label that Bobby Wheeler had done for us last year and go with that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. No, that's spot on. That'll ride.
A couple of future batches. Since we're starting to look into the second half of the year, as we always do, our two big heavy hitters are Longships and Troublemaker. And we'll be putting those together here in the coming weeks, sometime after Labor Day. And we'll get those going because Longships will have probably ready. If we get those started fairly early in September, it'll be ready early November. Troublemaker will be ready right around the time of the Wine and Cheese Social we put on annually here right in the first week of December. Because, again, there are a lot of amendments that go into that, so it's harder to clarify. So you got to rack it a little bit more. I mean, we don't like to use any more than we have to on the gelatin, but by virtue of racking and leaving lees, well, we rob ourselves of bottles that we have for our donators, but
but
it comes off
the
the
bottles that do come out are fucking beautiful.
better bottles in the end. So that's the Mead update right there.
Yeah, Green Man gets my thumbs up.
Yeah, no, this is that's pretty phenomenal. That's all right.
Ruben's gonna be really bummed. He can try it out.
He
Should have been here.
He got the invite, right?
Yeah, he did.
All right.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna do a little test for Ruben. Ruben, your music sucks. I just want to see if he's listening.
See if you get a message here.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be like, hey
Little
man,
later
you
this
listened to the podcast last week? Oh yeah, man, it was great.
Yeah.
You fucking liar.
And by the way, well, we already thanked him enough. Never mind. I was going to thank him for
he can go
last
fuck
weekend.
himself.
Yeah. Hemisource, those guys, kind of following their stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
Very interesting kind of a industrial kind of music, yeah?
Yeah. Basically, bassist and a drummer. Bass player. And it seems like he also messes with, like, the effects. Because it seems like very, moody environmental type of shit. You know what I mean?
I think that's a good label for it. Yeah. Moody and environmental.
Yeah. Dude, bass player from fucking Scotland. That was a surprise of the day.
Right.
You know? But yeah, they're just wrapped their shit up.
They're playing back in Illinois. That's where they're from. So.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, they don't have to fucking drive all the way out to the armpit of the Southwest here.
Yeah. Well, they played a gig and then and Joplin drove to Tulsa.
Yeah.
And then drove to fucking Clovis, New Mexico the next day. That's a haul.
To Ruben's house. Oh, God damn it.
Which would have been awesome if Ruben had been there.
I know.
Well, he came along eventually.
Yeah.
So that's all good. That's all good.
Apparently, he forgot some of his lyrics when he performed live.
Well, that is kind of the challenge, as I've discovered. That's why we're going to play a lot of instrumental stuff when we get around to our
That's right.
originals.
Fuck lyrics. I mean, shit. That's just more work.
For this week, new find. It's not new music. This came out actually a year ago. The album name is Master Manipulator.
That was what we had at the opener. Yep.
Yeah. The band itself, Native Daughters. I don't know anything about them.
Not safe for work album cover. I'd like to add.
Yeah, well, unless you work like in a porn shop, I mean that'd be good.
Yeah, or like a tattoo parlor, head shop. Then
Sure.
You're fine. Put it on the big screen.
It's just titties. That's all. I wouldn't be throwing it open at like a youth group if that's your thing, or the Cub Scouts or something. But yeah, Native Daughters. Check it out. Really good. Really good. God, I don't. It's not. It's got doomy elements.
Doomy. It's got some proggy elements.
Yeah. They're really good. Check them out. Native Daughters, it's Master Manipulator. Came out 2016. Check it out. They got the full album up on YouTube with our friends at Stoned Meadow of Doom.
Yeah, over 100,000 subscribers to that. At first, I thought it was just like one of those YouTube sites that put up other people's music to make money off of it. No, apparently this dude is legit and has like full fucking rights to do it. And even he does a fucking music festival. Like doing the third year of it this year.
I wonder how bad the YouTube with the YouTube Smackdown 4.5 months ago. I wonder how bad that's hurting his business though.
Oh well,
since they kind of you can't monetize unless you're quote unquote family friendly now.
Right? Yeah. No kidding. I mean, and like even combat sports. That like even if you're a wrestling channel, you ain't going to be making a whole lot.
No.
So it's really weird. Most people lost
75% of their monetization through YouTube.
Yeah, our friends at Blame Society who do the beer and board game show, those guys have lost out a lot of cash on YouTube, and even their views have gone down a lot as well. There's
got to be a solution out there. TJ Kirk has got something else in the works that's not YouTube. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Even with us, I mean, I'm fine. This podcast we do on Fridays will always be free. We are looking into some other avenues where we can monetize. The Patreon system is probably one of the best ways to go.
Yeah, really is one of the better avenues, I think.
I mean, if you're an independent musician or a podcaster or anything involving writing or anything like that, that's actually not a bad system.
Or if you're just doing music, Bandcamp's the way to go. If you're doing like crowd-funded things, then Patreon's the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's good for subscription, you know, and we'll have more details. That is something that we've been really gravitating to with a lot of our other original ideas that we want to kind of present to everybody out there.
Does this fall under metal? we kind of hit a side road there.
The other metal stuff going on. What do you got this week?
Well, this is like fucking news to me. Mastodon putting out a fucking new album in September.
Well, what is this, March?
I know, right? Is ridiculous.
Emperor Sands, right? Am I losing my mind?
No, that just came out, which if you heard our opinions on it a couple months ago, it's like, meh, it's all right. But apparently they're putting out a new album called Cold Dark Place. The lead singer, I guess, kind of built everything and is going to put it out as a solo jam.
Oh, so it's something he's been working on then.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, something he's been working on
the
side.
They like get together 2 weekends. Let's write another album, folks.
That would be some serious fucking overkill, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what are you, rappers?
But yeah, apparently, and it's a concept album about a bad breakup he went through. So you know it's not going to be very cheerful.
Well, yeah, but Emperor Sand was about cancer.
Yeah, wasn't very.
And this one about a bad breakup. Well, good on you, mates.
That might be why Emperor Sand wasn't that great, because like, shit, this is just a big bummer, man.
I'm all right with moody music, but if it's themed around cancer, you can go fuck off.
Yeah. So I mean, that'll be cool. When it comes up, I will certainly listen to it.
All right. What else you got this week?
You remember Metallica's Load album?
Right.
That had the blood and semen on the cover?
And if you were not aware of what was on the cover.
Blood and semen, people. And if you got Reload, you got blood and urine.
Right.
Which, if you're 60 and you got kit in the kidneys, it's basically you're pissing out a Metallica album. Well, how would you like to wear blood and semen on your person?
Well, who wouldn't?
You can, and I mean, I'm not just saying it's like a little picture of it in an oddly strategic place on a shirt. This is a hoodie, top to bottom, blood and semen. Like
weird modern art paisley and stuff.
Yeah, it's basically the Load album art blown up to fit on. Looks like a hoodie,
a full hoodie, yeah.
Some pants, even a ball cap and skateboard deck.
But if people aren't Metallica fans, nobody's going to know what the hell you're wearing anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, nothing would bring me more joy than to see a little skater kid skating on some blood and semen, you know?
Sure. It would only be really awkward if that design was only smack in the center of the back.
Yeah. Or like if you're wearing the hoodie and you have it like closed up, you just got one there on the cheek. I'm sure it's probably going to cost like fucking hundreds of dollars.
Well, it's Metallica.
I don't think Metallica. I mean, obviously Metallica had to be like, yeah, it's cool, you can do that.
Right.
We'd like some money, please.
Sure.
But yeah, probably outside of my price budget, and I can just make that shirt of my own at home.
God, well, Lars will come kick your ass.
I'll just use my own blood and semen. It'll be fine. It'll hurt, but then it'll feel all right.
Got anything else on the metal front this week?
19 years ago, today, Korn put out Follow the Leader. Now, back in the day, when I was in high school, I loved Korn. Thought Korn was the shit, especially when Follow the Leader came out. It's probably their best album. Even had a fucking hidden track with Cheech on it, for fuck's sake. Right. Doing Earache My Eye. It was a pivotal album for me for high school. Freak on a Leash was fucking awesome. And it was back when, you remember Total Request Live, right? On MTV?
Yeah, right.
Carson Daly.
Back when they actually had like music and stuff on
like
MTV.
Music videos, and apparently videos chosen by the people. And it was like NSYNC and Backstreet Boy music videos, number one for
largely,
just perpetuity.
Right.
Fucking Korn was the only one that was able to come up and knock them right out of that spot. And at the time, I mean, that was kind of a big deal because Total Request Live was like the biggest show on MTV. Man, if you were an angsty teenager and you didn't listen to Korn, you needed to be converted.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was I was already in my 20s by the time they really kind of got a foothold. The angsty music I was listening to was like Nine Inch Nails, so I kind of took that weird leap beyond Korn.
Yeah.
But I was always kind of interested to see if they would ever open for Courtney Love, because the banner would be amazing.
Yeah. I saw
Corn in the hole.
Sounds like a small shitty town in Arizona to me. Is that right by Grease Hole and Cotton Patch?
I want to do a little word association.
Oh, God.
I've got a listing here like 5, 6, 7 bands maybe.
Okay. Are they all bands I'm aware of?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right.
I throw out the name of the band. You give me 1 or 2 words to sum them up.
All right.
Number 1, Five Finger Death Punch.
Cocksuckers.
I have a funny feeling that might be an answer for a lot of these.
Yeah, that might come out again. I would also say Lubbock Metal.
Yeah.
But that's still not a term of endearment.
Number 2, Avenged Sevenfold.
Started good.
Yeah, they kind of fell off, didn't they?
Well, no, they're still super popular, but their music styles.
Well, they lost me. I mean,
yeah. I bought the first album when I lived in New York. I bought it at a fucking Best Buy up there, and it was really good. It was, and then they put out that city. I think it's called City of Evil, and that was. It had like Beast and Harlot on it. Really good album. But then after that, it just got a little...
How often do we talk about bands, though? Their first one's great, and the second one, and then the third one's just a drop-off.
That's because they make that first album to get the deal.
Right.
They're like, oh, we're going to wow people. And then they make that second album, which is like, this is really our band. It happened to Mudvayne. They put out their first album, fucking just brutal, amazing.
Right.
Put out the second album, sounds nothing like the first album at all.
Fact. All right. Number 3 on our word association. Death Cab for Cutie.
Don't know. I mean, I've heard of.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard their music before.
I would use.
I'm assuming it's terrible.
I'd use terrible.
Like,
yes, that'd be good.
One of those bands that probably have 12 shirt designs at Hot Topic.
That's where you find their fan base 8 years ago. Yeah.
Man.
Number 4, Godsmack.
Metallica-esque.
Yeah.
I think Solierna, the lead singer, Godsmack, has a lot of Hetfield. Like
kind of like a Metallica meets live almost, right?
Yeah, with a little bit more of an edge.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are Godsmack still active?
No.
I saw Godsmack open for Metallica when they played in Lubbock touring on the Saint Anger album.
Yeah.
And a band which it's very rarely like you find a band that are better live than they are on album.
Sure.
Godsmack is one of those bands.
Their album covers are fantastic for tattoo material, too, by the way.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, when that first album came out, the one that has the chick on the cover,
yep,
and they had the little Godsmack logo, now everyone has that around their belly button.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Some of the more experimental ladies have it as a tramp stamp.
Sully Erna is like a pagan.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, get you kicked out of the cabal, don't it?
And
yeah. Number 5 on our word association, Trivium.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Trivium. I kind of dropped off after the Ascendancy album, the second album that came out. They put out Shogun after that, and I didn't really get into it. But they put out that new song a couple days ago. It's like a 7.5 minute long fucking jam.
I haven't heard anything bad from them. I haven't heard anything I can't listen to this shit.
Yeah. You listen to the first album, though, and, well, not their legitimate first album, but the first widely released album.
Right.
And I don't think you'd be a big fan.
Okay.
Just because the vocals, it's a lot of harsh, heavy vocals.
So I'm only familiar with their more recent stuff. So,
yeah. There's one song I'll play for you later.
Let's go into 2 more. Number 6, Killswitch Engage.
I'm going to use more words on this one. I liked it better when Howard Jones was in it.
Right.
Because they had an original singer when they put out the first 2 albums. Jesse Leach, I think is his name. The first 2 albums were great because that's what made Killswitch Engage great. Their ability to do gnarly vocals and really nice, clean vocals.
Right.
But then I guess, had addiction issues or something. And then Howard Jones came into the band, and that's really when they got super fucking popular. And that guy, a black dude, I always love it when it's like a fucking black guy bringing some metal, like Living Colour,
right,
or King's X.
Yep.
You know. But no, fucking, they're great. I'm not really that much into them now because I think Howard Jones left the band. They got their old singer back, but I'm sure they're still great.
Number 7, last one, Lamb of God.
Oh, Armageddon.
They're a tough listen, aren't they?
No. I mean, they are, but god damn, if you're in the mood for Lamb of God, which you got to be in a shitty mood.
If you're in the mood for going out and murdering folk.
Well, I always joked. That if I was ever going to go, which I don't, I mean, by the way, this is just a joke, people. I was never really intended on doing this. But if I ever went on just a murderous rampage through my local community, I would have headphones on listening to Lamb of God.
Okay.
Because that would just be the soundtrack of the apocalypse.
Well, that's good. That means you're kind of normal then. But if it was like Tiny Tim or some shit like that,
or like Tiny Bubbles.
or like the Kids Pop or whatever that is. Kids Bop or whatever the hell they oh, well. Anyway, that's just our little word association.
No, that was awesome. Yeah. I mean, that was really cool. Really quick, though, album's coming out today.
Okay.
Elevate put out their new album today.
I got to check that out. The last one, Origins, was really there were like 3 tracks I liked a lot.
Right.
But man, you've got to really love that weird hurdy-gurdy thing that they've got going on that they have throughout the entire album, playing the same riff and every track in, track out.
And this one apparently is more folk-based than metal-based. They put out Evocation 1 in 2008 or 9.
Okay.
And this is Evocation 2. So it's a continuation of that. But it just really strikes. It's like primarily folk music with a little bit of edge, a little bit of metal edge.
Yeah. I'll check it out.
Steven Wilson, the ex-singer from Porcupine Tree, put out a solo album today.
Okay.
And apparently it's been tabbed as a pop album. For folks that don't know, Porcupine Tree is like one of the biggest prog bands out there.
Yeah.
So I can understand why people getting pissed off about that. Kind of like when Opeth went all clean and groovy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but theirs wasn't even like an evolution. They went from having kind of some pretty heavy stuff to bang, we're a prog band now.
Well, it was when they put out that double album, Damnation and Deliverance. Yeah. Deliverance was soft and Damnation was hard. And then after that, like Ghost Reveries came out and it was a little more mellower. And then we've, Sorceress, which I don't think I've listened to through and through yet.
Yeah.
It's really like, if that shit came out in the 70s, we'd be talking about Opeth 40 years later.
Sure. I think that's about it for the metal portion of the show here today. I was trying to remember because, man, I had another discovery last night on on a folk metal band.
Yeah.
It was accompanying a little bit with some mandolin parts. I believe it's Heldrur, I think is the name of them, but I'm not 100% positive on that.
Oh, those videos we were watching too, yeah?
Yeah, they have some live shows they were doing. They're a Danish act. The chick looks straight up like a witch. There's no other way about it. And
I mean, not like, the Looney Tunes witch. No. I mean, talking like a lady that probably goes out into the forest and bundles sticks together.
And eats children.
Yes. Bakes them for her bread.
But anyway, I'll do some more research on that. But no, for this week, do some homework. Check out Native Daughters. And again, it's Master Manipulator. Came out last year. I think you'll dig it. I really do. It's instrumental from start to finish. And I mean, if it's not your style, that's fine. But I do kind of question why you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, do a favor for yourself.
All right, on to the MMA side.
The drought continues, man. It's like going through the Sahara without no fucking fights. But I think it's good.
Would you like some whiskey?
Oh, yeah. Fucking why not?
Which, by the way, this week is Bird Dog peach-flavored whiskey, brought to us by the lovely Silka.
Drinking that on International Rum Day.
Is that what today is?
Yeah.
Today's also National Fajita Day, so I think I can justify it by saying this stuff tastes like meat.
So I'm going to drink beer and eat a cheeseburger just to spit in the face of it.
Yeah, it's been a long drought. We kind of knew that going in. They had some kind of subpar cards, really. I mean, the Jones Cormier one was the big bang, and then we knew there was going to be a drought to follow. Yeah,
because after that was wasn't that the shit?
Well, it was that fight night card that they'd had.
It was a half-ass fight night.
Yeah, and so be it, because they really did. They kind of blew their load of getting really big cards put together through the summer, as they do every year,
sure.
by the way. But,
and as every year, it's kind of hit and miss.
Yeah. So, and what they're doing too is holding back now because they know the Conor McGregor thing's coming up. They know they're going to get paid. The UFC is getting a pile of money out of this fight.
Oh, it's going to be epic.
I mean, they're making more money probably on this one boxing match than they're making off of every summer event put together. I would be willing to bet.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that's going to fill a lot of pockets. There's going to be a lot of happy co-owner celebrities after that fucking boxing match is over.
Kind of a gut punch. One of our supporters, Krista, told me, she said, hey, did McGregor test positive? I said, shit, what do you mean? What, today?
Oh, my God.
No, he's fine. It turns out Junior Dos Santos pissed hot.
Got popped. Which I don't know what his history is. If he's been
he's from Brazil. That's his history.
Oh man. I mean, you always hate it, especially in the heavyweight division when it's as thin as it is.
Yeah.
You lose a name like JDS for a year or two.
Yeah, it really depends on how egregious, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Or, if it was accidental, maybe a 6 month.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, if he's like out buying like some of those Rhino pills that John Jones was buying, it's a year. But if he was caught with like HGH or any straight up steroids, it's 2 years.
Right. I mean, and he was supposed to fight Francis Ngannou.
Man, that guy's a world wrecker right there.
Getting a little bit on a tear. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. I was like, well, who do you get to fight fucking Francis Ngannou on a short notice? Fucking Overeem.
Yeah, well, the problem
would be a good fight.
Man, Overeem's got kind of a questionable jaw, and that guy hits people on the jaw.
Yeah, but he's looked really good in his last couple fights.
Yeah. He's actually fighting with his hands up now.
Yeah, and he's
That's not bad.
He's also like actually running away from action to avoid any type of damage.
Yeah.
Where in the Overeem days, that dude didn't run.
No, and then his clinch game is horrible, and it would get exposed. Yeah, maybe. That's not a bad one. I mean, is that official?
No.
Okay.
No, they say they're still looking for him. That was just me spitballing ideas.
That's not a bad one because Ngannou he's going to get a shot. I think he really needs to get two big marquee wins. And I think because it is so thin at the heavyweight, I think that puts him in a position of Stipe still at the top to get a fight with him. But the one that they announced, I think for is it UFC 206? Is that right?
206, 216.
216. Yeah, got myself off by a digit.
I was like, that was Bisping Hendo.
Yeah, 216. They did announce, and this one not news to you, but it was news to me today. Fabricio Verdum and the most active retired fighter in all of the UFC, the Black Snake, Derek Lewis.
He won me as a fan after he beat Travis Brown and said, where are all the white women at?
No, he didn't say it. He said, where that fine-ass Ronda Rousey at? And that's what he said.
Oh, shit. I thought you just said, where all the white women at?
No. It was a very specific one on that.
I mean, you fucking beat someone's ass and then call out for their woman.
Yeah. That's a problem, isn't it? That's a little bit of a problem.
Oh, God's like, man, no, I'll ride this train.
Kind of frowned upon in some circles.
Yeah. I like his chances in the first round because we saw what Stipe did to Werdum.
Yeah.
You know Werdum ain't going to be trying to chase Derek Lewis down until maybe the second or third round.
I like Werdum in that fight just simply because of the fact he is better at managing his fatigue. Whereas Derek Lewis, if you can weather the first couple of rounds, you're probably good.
Yeah. But, I mean, let's remember what Stipe did to him.
Yeah.
And that was with Werdum fighting very un-Werdum-like. He was running at him and like trying to catch him. And Stipe was just backpedaled and then clipped him, and that was it. He dropped like a sack of potatoes.
We found out Stipe has got some power backing up.
And you know Derek Lewis is just going to come to town. You ain't going to be seeing any of those head kicks he likes to throw because Werdum will take it to the ground. Then that's game over. That's it. Derek Lewis, he just needs to touch him once on the chin with that overhand right, and it's lights out.
Werdum has had a little bit of a question on his chin lately.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Stipe exposed it. I mean, you know, it wasn't really a whole lot of it wasn't a power shot. It was just really a counter shot.
The other big one, do we know when 216 is going to happen? Because it's not too far into September.
Let's see. October 7th.
Oh, October. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So we're getting a bunch of fight night stuff, I guess, through
216,
September?
October 7th.
And then 217, a big announcement was made today. That's got to be coming up probably, I don't know, what, end of October, early November?
Let's see, 217?
Yeah.
That's gonna, definitely be like probably either the last week of October or the first week of November.
The announcement made today is going to be Stephen Wonderboy Thompson against Jorge Masvidal, which, frankly, we know that Thompson does not fight people that he can't fight counterpunchers because then you look at a dance and it's just him and Woodley dancing around 1 and 2.
Masvidal ain't going to do that, man.
No, Masvidal's going to come at him, and that might be a bad day for Masvidal.
Yeah. It's all about how he comes back from those 2 title fights with Woodley. I mean,
Masvidal
the first one
good against Cerrone.
First one, he started slow, but then picked that shit up in later rounds. That's why it was a draw. Second fight, it was like a choreographed dance between the 2.
Yeah. Stephen Thompson's got to get some kind of a finisher's mentality to him. Yeah. But like I said, he's going to have Masvidal coming at him for everything but windmilling at him. So he'll have plenty of opportunities to counterpunch that fool.
And Masvidal's got a great tank. He's not going to burn out doing it. I mean, it's only probably going to be a 3-round fight. It's going to be on 217, which is on November 4th at MSG.
Yeah.
Which that's going to be the headline by Bisping GSP, right?
Maybe. I thought that one was scheduled for sometime in November, but
that's November 4th.
Okay. Well, there you go. That probably is the one.
Yeah, because I think they want that fight is happening in New York, and that's the only fight happening at MSG between now and the end of the year.
All right, fair enough. So not a bad outlook coming up for the fall.
Lyoto Machida has had his,
really? Come on, man.
Well, he's getting off that. Come on, man. I was a big fan of Lyoto when he fucking won the belt.
Back when Reagan was in office.
Hey, when your resume includes Chuck Liddell and Shogun Rua, who is still active in the UFC, by the way. He's just coming off that doping suspension, the 18-monther, fighting Derek Brunson October 28th in Brazil.
Both those guys need a win.
Yeah. Probably
Lyoto more than Brunson, but
Lyoto probably shouldn't have won the belt. But he was like the first karate guy, or one of the only karate guys that had legitimate success at light heavyweight. Because now he's fighting at 185. Derek Brunson's a nasty guy when he's on his game.
Yeah. You think this is one where Lyoto, no matter what happens, he's just getting his final fight in Brazil?
It doesn't strike me as ready to retire.
Well,
I mean, hell, he's had a year and a half off. If anything, he's probably well-rested and ready to go.
Well, as we know from Brazilians, if you look at, what's his name? I mean, the UFC kind of sets you up and allows you to have your final fight in Brazil, only to get interviewed after the fight. Go, no.
No, Vitor ain't retiring, bro. Head kicks and Cheez-Its all day. Oh, man.
All right. Well, that's kind of a little bit of an outlook of what's coming up over the fall.
Now, I wanted to bring up real quick.
Oh, okay. Somebody else going to Bellator?
That's right. God damn. The exodus continues, right? Nah, fuck Frank Mir. I don't care. Going down from 10-ounce to 8-ounce gloves for the Mayweather-McGregor fight. Who do you think that benefits more?
McGregor.
Really?
He's just using his little MMA gloves, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still twice the size, but...
Yeah, but Yeah, I think 10-ounce gloves over the stretch of a lot of rounds, I think really would have probably had a major impact on McGregor. A lot of people say, oh, wow, we'll see. No, Floyd now, he's going to have like all these, it's like he's not going to be wearing gloves. I don't think so. I think it's far more of a benefit for Conor McGregor than it is Floyd Mayweather.
Do you believe, have you seen the video of him sparring with Malignaggi?
Yeah, and Malignaggi says he got pushed. I don't know. Looks like
I saw him got rocked with a left.
He got dropped.
Yeah. They said that video was like in the 12th round of that sparring sesh.
Yeah.
But Conor clipped him. His head went back.
Yeah. He got pushed all right by an incoming glove right smack in the middle of the face and dropped him.
Yeah, and I know Paulie's retired, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if he's not retired, maybe he's not as active.
He's got to be toward the end of his career if he's not. Yeah.
If Conor's able to do that to a guy, I mean, like I said, he probably wasn't trained, like he wasn't fighting hard, and it was a 12th round. I'm sure he's probably fucking tired. But if Conor's able to do that to Floyd Mayweather, which is, again, I'm sure the Vegas line is pretty long on that.
Yeah,
it's going to change everything. That left hand changes everything.
It does, except for the fact that Floyd Mayweather, I will go back to it again and stand by this until the fight says otherwise, has made a career out of not getting hit. He's not going to knock Conor McGregor out.
I don't think anyone's going to get knocked out.
Right. I just had a notification. It's time for us to wrap up. But anyway, next week, though, speaking of the McGregor-Mayweather fight, we should have a guest on with us that really kind of knows his stuff a lot when it comes to combat sports, our friend Samuel.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And he and I can argue for like a half hour on who's greater.
So it'll be just like the fight card of Jones-Cormier then.
Damn right. You damn right.
Well, that's it for us this week. We got some peach. God, this stuff is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I know.
Some peach whiskey to drink. I'm going to dilute with other whiskey. And
what's your picks this weekend?
Let me see. My picks. Oh, and by the way, and then for the guy that sent us a message saying, you guys drink cheap shit. But yes, we know. We're not. I'm not going to go back and listen through our catalog for a time when we said, by the way, this is what you should drink. We have our own picks.
Just because it's cheap don't mean it ain't delicious, motherfucker.
Yeah, getting set for the trip up to Colorado here in a while. I'm going to go PBR this week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's either hops or PBR up there. That's it.
I'm fucking going early bucket of Green Man. That shit was delicious. I just have to dip my head into it, folks. So be sure to buy a bottle.
Music pick this week, Native Daughters for me.
God, I'm going to go fucking Metallica's Load Hooded Sweatshirt.
And then fights, there are none. LFA, tune into that on Axis tonight.
Fights, I'm going hamburger over hot dog.
Yeah.
By All
right, you savages. Appreciate you hanging out with us this week. Next week, it'll be a little bit later because my day job requires me to work a little bit beyond what I prefer on a Friday next week.
Don't you worry, y'all can hang out with me.
Boy, that's
well, I'll have the first 90 minutes of the podcast done before you get here.
Well, if Samuel's here, you guys certainly would have something to argue about.
Oh, wow, that might be a whole separate show.
All right, well, that's what we have going on for this week. Enjoy the second half of August, and enjoy the eclipse on Monday.
Oh, God, I'm so fucking done with the eclipse.
I'm kind of done with it as well.
Yeah. If that's how people feel when I talk about football all the time. By the way, real quick.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot.
We're thinking about, I do fucking fantasy football every year. If anybody out there is interested of our base that is into football or maybe not into football but just want to hang out and try to, be better at someone, we're going to be rocking a fantasy football league. If we can get 6 to 8 people, then we can do a proper league.
And if you're thinking, I don't really know anything about football, take a little bit of relief in this. I know 2 things about football: Jack and shit, and Jack left town.
Oh, man, that is a very insertable quote anywhere, isn't it? But, yeah, if you guys are interested, leave a message here, or if you're following us on Facebook, just message
let's know on Facebook. Message there, or actually we'll probably put up a post here probably later tonight or tomorrow, so that way Brandon can kind of get a little look at what leagues are best for us to get something like this going. I think it'd be great, just because it'll allow us a little bit of a touch base on Fridays. By the way, here's what's going on.
See how much of an asshole I am when I play fantasy football.
That's okay. Everybody knows you're an asshole.
That's actually, that's really true. If they didn't learn it from the show, they'll learn it from fantasy football.
So that's it for us this week. Let's see. We'll be right back at it again, and like I said, a little bit later next Friday, and then probably a special Thursday podcast coming up the week after that.
Sounds good, man. Good times.
Good times indeed. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and, there it is again. Native Daughters going to get you out on this Friday. Chill out. Be kind to each other. Nobody cares about your fucking politics. And have a good one.
Enjoy the day, cocksuckers.